Resident mover Sinbel Terrace has discovered a new glitch that potentially will save a smidgen of time with almost no effort for discovery. Well, okay, we spent like 2 hours looking for things, but this might be the coolest one. So, the idea is to load a save while transitioning from one location to another. And you would think me, someone who found Sage Glitch back in Remy, would have thought of this, but no. Thanks to Sinbel Terrace, name and description, very big shout outs for them finding this. The idea is this. I'm going to make this save in Curryvale 2. And then I'm going to load a save at the Swan. And actually, I don't know exactly how this works. I don't have like the precise details. But the idea is that while you're teleporting from one place to another, if you load a save, you will be teleporting in that save. Which sounds like it's not quite so useful, because it's not like you're really bringing anything into the save from outside, right? Like you're not bringing in a position or something like that. But it turns out that having the teleporting property is super important. So here is the execution of it. You begin. You wait for the wheel gear here to fully stop. Pause. Load the save, and you'll know if you've done it right if this door comes up and you can see a couple sparklies. That means that you're going to be teleporting while loading the save the entire time. And so we'll take a little bit because we're loading a save. It'll, you know, standard Firmament fare. It's going to take a while. But what'll happen is the game will treat us as if we're teleporting while inside of this save. I don't know if anything else is brought over. I don't expect as much. But the standard stuff that we know about teleporting, such as not being able to pause, still applies here. However, autosaves still fire, so this is still an actionable glitch. And I'll show you what in particular is probably going to be our best usage of that. Although this is probably not the best save to show it on, but that is neither here nor there. This is still open to a lot of testing. As it turns out, while you're teleporting, not only can you not like do safe spot abuse or anything like that, you also can't load anything new. And that's super important. So let me demonstrate over here. So Sinbel's theory is that everything that's visible is loaded in, which seems about right. So like if you're on top of the cliff, you should be able to like see the exterior of the factory, the spire, a couple of these doors, etc. Pretty radical stuff. Look at how radical this is. I need to shut up. But anyways, it gets interesting when you get to places that would not necessarily be visible from the bluff here. And I still haven't mucked around too much with the position and what would be available for saving it out, but you might be able to tell already that something's amiss. The factory lacks collision. Well, that's deep, but that doesn't do anything. Shut up, I'm getting to it. Some things still have collision, like this, but as you can see, like the stairs have collision, this doesn't have collision. You know, things are loaded sort of based on what the game assesses is important for your current position. Importantly, as we'll get to it right here, Curryvale 2, as I call it. I call it Curryvale 2. It probably deserves a better name. Water torture, waterboarding. Curryvale waterboarding. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Down here is also not visible in an interesting way, which I still haven't fully done the testing for, but it could be good. It could be good. Kat's done some testing in VR that leads me to think that this isn't as useful as I would expect it to be, but we'll see. I'm gonna pop over to here, and the door is missing, as is the switch. So you can just be on the other side and wait for an autosave. We're gonna sit here, pals, for a little bit. Let me tell you the tale. of a... I'm not really good at Tails. But the idea is that we're going to wait for an autosave to fire here, which depending on, again, the autosave logic, this may or may not actually save time. But the idea is that you don't have to spend all the time walking around to get coal, walking back to unlock the cathode, etc. Okay, autosave has fired, so that's relatively quick. That's like no small beans. But it's still like, 15 seconds or so. An autosave fired, and if you load this autosave, and unfortunately this is not a good save for this demonstration, but you'll have to trust me on this, source trust me, bro. If you load this save right here, and it takes the requisite 15 to 30 minutes to do so, you will end up in hell. You will end up waterboard. You will end up somewhere. You'll end up on the other side of the door, is the theory. I think that, there's no, great surprise here. Unfortunately, I'm stupid, and in this save, I've left open this door, so I think it's just not going to look as impressive as it is. Like, whoa, I'm on the other side of the door. Just ignore that, But I am on the other side of the door, and so the last thing to test is whether or not you could don or doff the suit without having activated the Steam previous. And that's still open a little bit. But this concept extends to any save that you make in the duration of the game. A couple of caveats with it. So you can't load anything new. You can't use pods because all pods just disappear when doing this glitch, which kind of makes sense. You shouldn't be able to teleport while you're teleporting. But it's still an interesting restriction because your movement is kind of in an odd spot, we'll say. And like I explained before, certain things will be loaded depending on how necessary they are. The one that might be the most important is being able to unload Juleston. That would be cool. I'm not expecting it to happen, but it would be cool. Oh, and one more thing. If you're on the edge of a pod while doing this glitch, all bets are off. Because you will only end up in a world of pods and void. It's as if you go with the pods that don't fully teleport. Now you can save and load while in this state in order to reload everything, because if you load a save, it'll load everything that's required and you'll no longer be in the teleport and state and everything, yada, yada, yada. But you can end up just in the void. You and a couple pods 5 feet apart and all that. So anyways, I'm excited to see if this is at all useful. So again, shout outs to Sinbale Terrace.